But if you start letting other people dictate how you feel and what you're going to do and what you think you can accomplish, then you're already done.
Becoming paralyzed is many people's worst nightmare, but to me, it's my reality. I'm Cruz, and today, I'm bringing you into my world. Let's hope you can get some perspective, and let's have a chat. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Paralyze This. My name is Cruz Bogle. I'm your wheelchair-bound quadriplegic host, and the point of this show is to try and change your perspective on just about everything in your life. Today, I have a special guest with me, Vinny Papale Jr., strapped into this chair. How you doing, man?
All good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Glad to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
How you feeling? We got you strapped at the chest, strapped over the arms, strapped at the knees, and strapped in at these massive calves down here. How you feeling with the straps?
I mean, definitely just first time when I was fully strapped in, definitely humbling.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't even know the words to describe it. It's definitely different.
Right.
Never had an interview like this before, so
that's the point, baby.
Yeah, so.
I mean, you've only been in for a minute or two now, so. Yeah. I'll ask you again in 20 minutes and we'll see.
Yeah, I might change it.
So yeah, the point of this show is really just to try and change people's perspectives, whether it's somebody who has a disability or somebody like yourself who is an able-bodied person who may not have an insight to the world of disabilities.
Yeah.
And also to like people who get upset at traffic or something small in their life and they let it affect their life in a negative way. Like it's really not that big of a deal. So just the whole point of this is just to try and change perspectives.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll get into that a little bit and we'll get into kind of your journey here.
Yeah.
So we met through good buddy JP Caruso.
Yes, sir.
You guys played at University of Delaware together on the football team.
Yep.
He was actually my first interview. We were just chatting about that. And we've come a long way since then. A lot's changed, some of the straps are different. The walls are now painted. We got microphones, better cameras. So you're getting the better end of that stick.
But yeah, no, it's quite the production.
Yeah, it's turned into it for sure.
Yeah, no, it is. It's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right, so I want to focus more on you than your dad, but I just want to give a little context as to like your life in football. So your dad is the Vince Papale, Eagles player, pretty much a walk-on, right?
Yeah, walk-on.
He was the standout special teams player, and he's essentially a legend now, like everybody knows Vince Papale if you know football. How did that kind of shape like your life in football and your football career?
I mean, I guess I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 5 years old, when I started playing football, I mean, I didn't really know. I don't know what my dad did.
Right.
I was just always sort of drawn to the game of playing football. So a lot of people sometimes ask me was it him who pushed you to play the game? I'm like, no, I was 5 years old. I just want to play football.
Right.
So, but growing up throughout the years and sort of starting to figure out what he did and his story. I mean, I don't think it really hit me until I was in high school or even college.
Really?
The magnitude of what really happened.
Right.
Because when I first got to college, I was like, wow, he really didn't play college football, and this is some tough stuff right here. And for him to not have even played college football and then end up in the NFL, to me, was pretty crazy. But yeah, back to growing up with it. At the end of the day, it was just my dad, and it was pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people see him as the invincible guy. But you could ask JP and people who have been around him. He's just Mr. P, my dad. He's always around at the games, practice, whatever it is. So it was cool growing up.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I met him when I came up to your one game at Delaware, and I remember him saying, I'm just Vinny's dad. I'm not, I'm not trying to steal his shine or pave the road for him. I'm just Vinny's dad, which is pretty cool. That's awesome to be that humble and just want you to have your own journey as well.
Yeah, no, it is cool. I mean, yeah, that's how he is. So it's how he's always been.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you where'd you play high school ball and college ball?
I went to a small Catholic prep school in Pensacola, New Jersey, right over the bridge from Philly, called Bishop Eustace.
Okay.
There were probably about 160 kids in my graduating class.
Really?
I think maybe 32 kids on my varsity roster. That was including JV. So it was definitely not the big powerhouse schools that you see down here in Florida. So it was definitely small comparatively to a lot of the schools, even in the area around New Jersey.
Right.
So it was a small school, and I mean, all 11 guys on the field were playing both ways. So
Oh, really?
yeah, we were playing a lot of football.
Damn.
And yeah, I went to Bishop Eustace, and then fortunately enough, I ended up at Delaware and played wide receiver there. I was mostly getting recruited as defensive back out of high school. But I always
Because you were playing both ways.
Yeah, I was playing both ways, and I was getting recruited by most of the bigger schools as a defensive back.
Yeah.
And something in the back of my head was just I didn't want to play defense.
Really?
I just always had the love for a receiver, and I don't know what it was, but I knew me playing defensive back, like I always had a dream of playing in the NFL. I just thought, I don't know, something just told me to play wide receiver in college, and I thankfully had the chance. Delaware was probably the only school that was like, yeah, you're going to play wide receiver, and
really?
So I went with Delaware, yeah. And not that I had many options to begin with, but yeah.
So when the schools like reach out to you, are you saying like, when Delaware hit you up, were you like, yeah, I played defensive back as well, but like if I come to your school, I'm going to play wide receiver?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I made that pretty clear.
Yeah.
I mean, I make that clear with most of the schools that were calling me. I mean, obviously the first choice is to play offense, but
yeah,
if they're recruiting you at defense and that's all they want you for, then you got to do it. So I got fortunate enough with Delaware to play offense and play receiver, and what I really wanted to do, and yeah, it worked out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so senior year, you break your collarbone, right?
Yeah.
Like, how devastating was that to you? Were you thinking, like, where were you mentally there, and how did you kind of get over that? Because that's like prime time, you know?
Yeah.
You're hoping to get drafted next year.
Yeah.
So how did that like mentally affect you, and how did you get over that?
Well, like I was just saying, like I already to begin with, I wasn't like a huge recruit guy.
Right.
So like I think it was maybe the halfway through my senior season, just one of those things. The third play of the game was on Halloween, actually.
Damn.
Just a guy falls on me awkwardly, and I fell on my shoulder, and my collarbone snapped. So.
Damn.
Definitely in that moment when I already didn't really have. I don't think I even had an offer yet. So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, oh man, here we go. Like,
right.
This is like as a senior in high school, you get hurt, and I have dreams playing college football. It's like, that's like the worst possible scenario for me. Like, if I want to play college football, and I'm like, this is like,
right.
You know, I'm gonna have to walk on somewhere, and I'm gonna have to go play Division II, Division III, and in my mind, I always had that vision in my head of always playing big Division I football, and
right.
Like for a moment there, I didn't even have any offers, and there were teams talking, like I said, they were all still recruiting me defensive back, and there were some bigger schools, but once that collarbone broke, it was like radio silence.
Yeah.
I didn't hear from anyone, so it was like for a while, and I didn't get offered from Delaware until about December. So I was sitting around for a good 2 months thinking I was either going to have to walk on somewhere or go to a smaller school, like a Division II, Division III school. So it was definitely a difficult time, just maybe like coming to the fact that I wasn't going to have that opportunity to play at that big school.
Yeah.
So it was tough. And not even to like finish my senior season playing football. That's another thing. So
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Did you ever think of like giving up right there?
No, I don't want to say I thought about giving up. It was just not how I thought or pictured things would go.
Right, just you gotta take a different route.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and then I broke my leg freshman year of college, and then tore my ACL sophomore year.
Damn.
So it was like a
So you've had
triple
a bumpy
whammy.
road.
Yeah, the first couple years, or from senior year to basically junior year at college, were pretty rough, injury-wise. I was basically didn't play football.
So you've overcome a lot on and off the field. Man.
Yeah, it was a long road.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see this gnarly scar on your knee here. Is that from the ACL?
Yeah, ACL, MCL.
Damn. So it must have been pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit.
Did they? Because I mean, I feel like when they do surgeries now, it's not quite a scar like that, is it?
Yeah, well, my MCL, if you could see on the inside of my knee, I don't know if the one camera there can catch it, but it detached from my tibia, like my shin, so it shot back up into my knee, and they basically had to open me up to where the MCL was basically lodged up in my knee joint and basically pull it back down and reattach it.
Damn.
So, yeah, that was a pretty gnarly scar. I wasn't expecting that one when I woke up from surgery. And when I first took off the bench, I was like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Wow. So knee injury, collarbone, broken leg.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought of being more severely disabled and possibly being in a situation like this?
No. Obviously this doesn't compare. I mean, it's just, but in the moment, like for me at least, and guys who have gone through injuries in college, like some serious injuries. Like you'll have the ACLs, you'll have like JP had the shoulder surgeries. Like they're season ending.
Yeah.
And like for most people, like that's your entire world. Like football is like your whole world, and when that's taken away from you, it's just like you think your whole world is like crashing down around you. But
right, it's done.
People don't even think of all the other things that could happen. And I mean, in your case, I mean, things like that. I mean, that could happen in football too. It's just they don't know. It could all end. So I mean, even that is just like, I mean, like I said, my injuries are, I mean, nothing. It's just like a scratch compared to like, I mean, I'm able to like, my knee doesn't even bother me anymore. So I mean, stuff like that is just like, my injury, like I feel good now. I mean, but like people, like some people, just it could last forever. I mean, yeah.
So I mean, even having those smaller injuries, that still changes your perspective, right? Like when you're sitting there watching your team and your boys like continue to play, and you're out on the sideline, you know, nursing an injury. Like, how do you think that changed your perspective? Did you, when you came back and you were on the field, do you think your mentality was a little different, or?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it changed so much from my leg or my collarbone, because I mean, a broken bone, I mean, 6 weeks and you're basically back on the field. But once you start going surgery and especially have a knee injury, that rehab definitely is one where I'm like, okay, this is pretty serious, and you gotta put in the work and to get back on the field. And when you're injured that time, you're saying like on the sidelines, there's that whole point of you feel sort of detached from the team in a way. You're not there 1 second, you're there in the huddle, you're with everyone, you're in the meetings, and the next thing you know, the next week you can't even go out to the practice field, you can't go to meetings.
Right, not able to compete.
Yeah, you don't travel, so like there's that whole part of you that isn't really there anymore. So it's definitely a different side when you're injured being on a team than when you're not, because I mean, you gotta do everything you can to get back on the field, but also you're spending a lot of time alone. You're not with the team as much. You're in the rehab room by yourself. You're just trying to get back on the field. So yeah.
Well, I mean, that says a lot about you and like your work ethic, that you've had these 3 pretty serious injuries and you still came back from it and still fighting, still playing.
Yeah, but I like back to what you were saying. Like it changed my perspective. I said my leg, my collarbone really didn't, but my knee, that definitely did. It was just like, because for a second there, I was like, honestly, after I hurt my knee, I was like, I had aspirations of playing the NFL. I was like, I'm lucky if I even get back on the field again, like to just play football, like finish my college career. So that one thing for me, like even to like get back on the field my junior year, I didn't even think I was gonna play. Just to get back on the field was just like a huge mental accomplishment for me. Just like anything is possible. Like I mean, at one point they're saying you're not gonna play like your junior year, like which was what I ended up playing in, ended up being not even a year after my injury. I think it was 10 months, and they were saying it could be like a 15-month recovery.
Really?
Yeah, so I mean, just that, I mean, changed my whole perspective of like, I mean, it could change in an instant.
Yeah.
And you never know. It's
really all it takes.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. Luckily, I say it to a lot of people. For some people, it takes a serious, accident or, a death, somebody close to you to like really change somebody's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's for you to have a fairly, small injury like a knee injury or a collarbone to help shift your perspective. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So you've been strapped in now for maybe 15 or so minutes.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Still hanging in there.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, it's definitely weird, but.
You are you like a claustrophobic kind of guy?
No, I'm not too much, but I'm pretty expressive with my hands. So like I'm like sort of trying to like talk with my hands, and it's sort of different. Yeah, I mean it's completely different.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
We had I had one guy on here who's like really talks with his hands, and he's literally even being strapped in there, he was still like lifting the armrests up a little bit while he's talking. But yeah, nobody's really like freaked out yet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping you were gonna like lose your
shit.
But
you're waiting for someone to thought I'd be the one.
No. You never know. You never know.
I know.
Part of my injury being a quadriplegic and paralyzed from pretty much the shoulders down, everything that I do, when people help me, I have to kind of describe how they need to do it, whether it's getting me dressed in the morning, putting a shirt on, or strapping me in to my seatbelts when I get in the car, brushing my teeth, stuff like that. It's all vocally and done with my words. So we're going to throw Vinny this challenge and see if he can use his words and get Kyle here to complete just one side of a Rubik's Cube, all while just using his words. It's going to be tough, but we'll see how it goes. So let's get this hooked up.
Alright.
So you're going to lodge this somehow here behind your shoulder.
Alright, ready? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so you gotta like hold it. You gotta do it over here so
What
the
color
camera
first?
can see.
Oh, I start with red. There's a lot there.
There you go. You can start with red.
The one with the orange, flip it up. Right here. Yeah,
JP,
I'll
you
flip
could do
it up.
You could do a minute timer.
Yeah. Oh gosh. There's not a lot of reds now.
Go.
Is there another red? Alright. Flip that one to the left. 2 orange. And then show me the one with all the reds again. Maybe the one with the blue right there. Flip it down twice.
Kyle, can you spin that camera a little bit?
That blue, the one with the blue on the top, down twice. Or no, down once.
Try not to make your
The
shoulder.
one with the blue down once. No, other way, other way. Other down. Yeah, yeah. The one with the red. Is that red? Yeah, down. Other down. Oh god.
Which way?
That one, the one with the white, the other down. Yeah, down. Oh, boy. The one with the white, go towards the white. Down.
Towards the white.
Yeah, see the white at the bottom? No, right
Doing
there.
great.
Yeah, the yellow in the middle. No. This actually might be better. Oh, you actually might have done something good.
Time.
I don't know what that.
What do you got? Show it to the camera.
That's all I got.
I think you made it worse, huh?
Yeah, I might have made it worse. I think I started off with a good amount of reds and I ruined it.
Yeah. All right. So that was pretty difficult, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Some
for
of
sure.
that sound like what he wants me to do.
Yeah. So that's just like, I mean, obviously I've been injured for almost 11 years now, so
Yeah.
my dictation and like direction has gotten pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But like, you know, in the beginning, it's like I've been thrust into this like new world and this like, you know, I'm scared and I don't know how to like live,
Yeah.
and you know, it's my new life. So that's kind of like just trying to a little more perspective for you there. Like,
Yeah, I mean, definitely. For sure. I mean, you know, like, what were some of the little things like that you like, just like you didn't even think about before?
taking a sip of water, man.
Really?
Like now I have this Camel pack, so I
Yeah.
can just drink on my own. But in the beginning, like if I don't have a straw, somebody's got to give me a sip of water. They're holding the cup, like spilling it all over me. I gotta direct them on how
Like, put the
much to
straw
tilt
in,
it
yeah.
up, or you know how much to.
Oh wow.
It's
yeah.
I've drank too much. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Just like little things like that. Brushing your
Yeah.
teeth. That's a huge one. Like
Yeah.
when somebody new has to brush my teeth for me, they're like, "Holy smokes!" Like I'm just used to brushing my teeth. I don't even know like how to do this.
Yeah.
It's just little things like that you don't even realize.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Taken for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I think that was a success for the first time.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
you didn't succeed.
Yeah,
but
I didn't succeed. Yeah, but definitely was. I think it'll make the cut.
So back to football.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a lot of D1 offers.
No.
You've kind of been overlooked. You didn't end up going in the NFL draft like you had hoped.
Mhm.
How does like knowing that, how does that fuel you and like drive you to continue to work hard and like keep chasing your dream and not actually give up and just be like, all right, I didn't make it. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
I mean, yeah, back to like the NFL draft. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to be drafted. Really at all. I was just sort of hoping for like an undrafted free agent opportunity.
Right.
Like with that sort of deal is after the draft ends, like the phones will just start ringing for the guys who aren't drafted. They'll be like high priority undrafted free agents.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically sign a contract and they're with them up until training camp. And that was sort of my hope. That was like my ideal goal of the draft. I wasn't expecting to be drafted. I mean, I just sort of accepted
Yeah.
what it was. I didn't play my freshman, sophomore year. I played a little bit my junior year. I only really played my senior year. So I just accepted the reality of what it is.
Right.
And I just wanted the opportunity. But at the end of the day, like I just knew I had the ability. And if I got that shot, that I knew I would make the most of it. And I mean, I didn't get the undrafted free agent signing. I ended up only with a rookie minicamp invite with the Raiders and then the Redskins.
Yeah. What was that like when you got that call?
I mean, definitely, it's you're getting a shot to try and make an NFL team, but I mean, honestly, my goal was to be the undrafted free agent, and it was a little tough. I mean, there's that excitement part of it, but you hear about the rookie minicamp invite route, and it's not that easy. They're only signing the handful of guys who are invited on that camp, and they might not even sign one receiver. They might just bring you on out there because they need to field an offense and a defense. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I was a little pissed off. Yeah. So, because I knew what I could do, but I was excited to go out there for sure. But yeah, I think I could have done better with where I landed. But those are the cards I was dealt, and I had to deal with it. And went out there, and I felt like honestly I made the most of it. Did what I had to do when I went out there. I made the plays I had to make when I was out there, and looking back on it, I don't think I would take a play back or wish I would have done something better. And so I mean that's a good. I mean in my mind, like I know I went out there and did everything I could, and it's just one of those things. But like you said, not quitting. I mean, I went out there, I saw it firsthand. I mean, I'm not going to throw in the towel now when I went out there and was competing with these guys who are playing now on Sundays. So I mean, why throw it in now when I know in my mind I'm 100% positive that I can do it. So
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that's sick that you have that mentality.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
you said only like a handful of guys will make it off of the mini camp?
Yeah.
How many guys get invited out?
I mean, I think mini camp, probably around 50 guys, including their draft picks will be there. So they'll have like probably 10 of their draft picks.
All right.
Then they'll probably have 10 undrafted the free agent signings, like where they get signed right after the draft. And then there's guys like me, there's probably 30 to 40 guys who are just fighting for maybe 3 spots to get signed. So yeah, it's definitely the odds are definitely not in your favor. Yeah.
And they could, like you said, they might not even be looking for a receiver.
Yeah, they might not even sign a receiver. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't think they did in Washington or Oakland. So it's just whatever.
Right. If they had, I mean, obviously, if they had offered you a different position or special teams or something, you would have jumped on that.
I think no matter what, that's how I get in the door is special teams. So I mean, that's gonna how I envision myself starting in the NFL is just special teams.
That's how a lot of people get their shot.
I think that's mostly how everyone does, but
unless you're like
especially an undrafted guy, unless you're a high draft pick, you're playing special teams. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, special teams, you know that firsthand with Pops.
Yeah, I know.
That can get you where you need to go.
Yeah, so I mean that's how it starts, and I love playing special teams. I return punts in college and high school. I love doing that, but ironically, never ran down on kickoff, but I'd love to.
Yeah, I'm sure. Have you ever gotten absolutely smoked?
Yeah, a couple times. There wasn't one where I'd be like, where it stands out, where I was like, woof. Like some of the ones you see on TV where they just completely blindside a guy, but there were a couple where they got me pretty good, but none where I'm just like completely out of it after. So
that's good. Well, you make it to the NFL, you might.
I know, yeah.
So how are you keeping yourself in shape now and keeping like the dream alive and making sure that you're ready if you do get that, that next call or that next opportunity?
Yeah, so right now I actually just got back down to South Florida. I'm training over at XPE Sports in Boca Raton with a guy named Tony Villani. I was with him training for Pro Day all last winter for about 3.5 months, and I mean he's the best in the business. So getting ready. I mean he trains all pros. Hall of Fame guys. So. Who wouldn't want to work with the best? I mean, obviously, like being around those guys, working out with them and seeing how they work and competing at the same level just sort of takes you to the next level.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's good. It's kind of like that saying, you are who you hang out with, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm training with some, like, all-pro guys and, like, just to, like, you sort of elevate yourself to their level. And, I mean, these guys playing in the NFL, like, 10, almost 15 years. And you're working out with them and you're just, like, you want to take it to the next level. I mean, you go work out with them. You gotta like throw yourself into the fire, and then when you come out of the fire, you be a whole different person.
Yeah, so, for sure. Damn, that's epic. So like, what kind of guys are you training with there?
Anquan Bolden, Pierre Garçon are like 2 of the big names there.
Damn.
But if you look at the track record of all the guys who have been there, I mean, the guys right now, Marcus Gilchrist, Jacoby Ford, those are like the main 4 guys that are there right now.
Yeah.
who aren't currently on an NFL team. So, but it's a nice. I've only been here for a week and a half, and we've made the most of the week and a half. That's for sure, and it's been awesome. I mean, you can't beat this.
Right.
I mean, I went from Philly. The weather's starting to get cold, so.
Right. Sick weather. Get to train with some sick athletes.
Yeah, it's not bad for sure.
Right. Hell yeah. So you're essentially just waiting for a call.
I mean, if it's the NFL, but I mean, I think my main goal right now is probably the XFL.
Yeah, that's starting up pretty soon, right?
December 3rd is the mini camp, so I have hopes of like taking this month of November, just really grinding hard and trying to get ready for mini camp, and December 3rd, hopefully end up on a team there. They're having a draft November 22nd, so hopefully find out some good news then and end up somewhere. Hopefully I'm training somewhere mini camp December 3rd. So for now, that's like my main goal. I mean, if the NFL call comes, awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'll be there. I'll be on the next plane out, wherever they call me to.
Right.
But my main goal right now is to get ready for December 3rd, which I think is a real possibility of happening.
I mean, with your work ethic and your determination, obviously, we talked about some of the injuries you've overcome, and you're still going. Not getting D1 offers, you still want D1. You know, you didn't get drafted, but you're still out here working your ass off.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a certain point when you do stop, and like when do you give up and when do you kind of throw in the towel? Like if you don't get drafted again.
Yeah.
And like just choose another career, like when is that point, do you think?
I don't know. I think the mental battle I'm having right now with myself is just sort of the like I know I can.
Right.
And that's the thing that's bothering me right now is like I really do. I wholeheartedly believe and I know I can. So that's the thing, like I just need the opportunity to like show what I can do.
Right. So, you just need that shot.
Yeah, so that's like, and the thing that would bother me is if I never ended up getting the shot to really showcase and really show what I can do. So that wouldn't really sit well with me, like just. So I want to go out, like if I were to go out, if I got that real shot, if I ended up in NFL training camp next fall and end up not working out, then I think that might be the time. But I want to have that real shot, and once I get that real shot, I mean, I think good things will happen, but I don't think I really had that shot yet to really show what I can do.
Right, to prove it to yourself and to others that you can actually do it.
So I think when that shot comes, I think good things will happen, but I just need the shot.
Yeah, man. I think it's coming soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I think it will.
So football in general, like throughout your whole life, how do you think that has kind of like molded and built your perspective now, as opposed to just, you know, if you never had played football, how do you think it's affected that?
I mean, I think it just completely changed my life. Just like being around the team like my entire life. I didn't realize, I was talking about with someone the other day, I started playing when I was 5.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
I just turned 23.
Yeah.
So that's 18 years.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah. So it's like, that's my whole life has been revolved around this game. Like, just the lessons you learn, like how to fail. Like I've failed a lot. That's probably the biggest thing I've learned from football is I failed a lot. And you just learn how to deal with it. I mean, I get drafted in the NFL draft. I get undrafted free agent.
Right.
So what? Maybe you still got to show up and work. You never know when that opportunity will come.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing I think is just taught me how to fail. And then there's all the other things like that you can just translate in your life. Failing I think is the best way to learn in life.
Yeah.
So I think that'll translate to everything. But there's other things like being coachable, stuff like that. Being able to take criticism. Like when people tell you you're doing something wrong, they're not like trying to rag you.
At your neck,
they're not coming at your neck. I mean, they're just trying. They want you to perform the best.
Right.
So like some of these people who like have never been around like sports or coaching their whole life, and I think it translates to not just football, it's just sports in general, like all of them. They just like they get out and people get on them a little bit and they're like, whoa, I've never seen this before.
Right.
Like, what's going on? Like they never had someone tell them they're doing something wrong.
Right. My boss is a dick.
Yeah. I mean, something like that. Hey, I've been called this, I've been called that. I mean, you name it, anything under the sun. I mean, it is what it is. You just gotta shrug it off. Yeah, learn from it.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you just gotta want to be better. I mean, you just always gotta want to be the best. And then, I mean, if you're not wanting to be the best at what you do, like why are you doing it?
Exactly.
I want to be the best receiver. So
Yep.
go out there, practice, and try and be the best. Or else, why are you doing it?
Well said, man. think you nailed that one.
Yeah.
All right, so last question. What would your advice be to a young athlete, football, basketball, whatever, who has kind of been overlooked and been like the underdog, kind of like yourself? They have the determination and the hard work ethic, but they're not getting looked at. They're not getting college offers. Like, what do you say to them to get them to continue striving to like not give up?
I think the biggest thing, like just from my experiences, and this is the advice I would give to kids, younger kids. I mean, I've been overlooked a million times, but if you start letting that get to your head and your psyche, and you start second guessing yourself, I mean, you just already crossed yourself off the list. So
Right.
I would just tell them, hey, if you think you can do it and you know you can, just stick with it. But if you start letting other people dictate how you feel and what you're going to do and what you think you can accomplish, then you're already done.
Right.
So if you think in your head and you wholeheartally believe you can do it, then you can do anything. I truly believe that. So yeah, just stick with it. I mean, roll with the punches. You never know. Like things are not going to go your way.
Right.
But if you stick with it and work hard, good things are bound to happen. I believe that.
Yeah, I agree, man. Things in life rarely go, according to plan.
Oh yeah.
I've used this analogy before. Like, we're kind of raised to believe that life is supposed to be this smooth sailing ship.
Yeah.
But it really isn't. Like, there's always going to be waves. There's always going to be ups and downs. Stuff you have to bounce back from, whether it's an injury or, getting fired or something like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall down. You got to get yourself back up.
Yeah, it won't be easy.
And if you give up, you're not going to get back up. So
yeah, just gotta keep that mind right.
Exactly.
Like you do every day, man.
Every day.
It's your inspiration.
That's what it takes, baby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Well, again, the point of the show is to just change people's perspectives. I hope people can listen to your story, your journey, your injuries, what you've bounced back from, how you're still fighting, your determination, and hopefully they can apply that to their life and get some inspiration from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah.
And I hope it's changed your perspective and even in the slightest bit as
Yeah,
well.
appreciate you, man. I mean, this has been amazing. I mean, I've never done anything like this.
Yeah.
This is by far one of the coolest interviews I've ever done, and just definitely a whole different perspective once those straps hit. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole different ball game.
Sick.
So, I mean, you true inspiration, man.
I appreciate it.
it.
Really, really glad you said that. That makes me happy.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
it.
All right, guys. Well, I'll put all of Vinny's links down below, his Instagram, so you can check him out, some of his highlight tapes on YouTube, and continue following his journey. And like I said, hopefully you can take some from this interview and apply it to your own life. And I'll see you guys next week on Paralyze This.